Hello, in this brief video, I would like to share with everyone the positive and difficult elections for the month and a little bit about the process. So if you're interested in astrology, you're a student or maybe beginning astrologer, you can do those things yourself. But I would also share the results in the comments for the good and bad elections for the month. So what are the elections? Elections are, that's the branch of astrology, which is focusing on finding good moments, good times to align important activities with this universal moments and flow. And of course, we can alternatively choose difficult days to avoid, right? Difficult times to avoid. And while electional astrology is sophisticated and there are many rules, there are basic simplified elections that any beginner astrologer or person interested can do and can apply in their life to ensure that you're aligned with the universal flow. And the traditional astrologers, they were saying it's better to use some way of election, some simplified election, than no election at all. So let me share with you a little bit how this process works and how I look at the simplified lunar elections. Here I have a date, today's date, right? Let's start with today's date, which wasn't an amazing day, but we'll start somewhere. This is a chart I cast in SolarFire, but you can do it on astro.com, on the apps, you can look at ephemeris, you can find out online. But the essential part in the election is we focus on the moon, right? So for your location, focus on the moon. And if you're doing something at a particular hour, you know the time, then look at the moon at that hour. Today the moon is in Capricorn, which is its detriment. And that's one of the states we would like to avoid, especially for something that's really meaningful and important to you. The moon doesn't have a lot of support today. She only makes an applying aspect with Saturn, which is retrograding and therefore is weaker, doesn't give a lot of support. So it's not a very amazing day if you want a successful job interview or some kind of important purchase. You can do other activities aligned with the moon in Capricorn, right? Maybe it's some kind of practical matters, or you work on the ground, in the garden, whatnot. But for something desirable, we want the moon to be stronger. So let's go forward and see when she will be both more difficult and more strong. So next few days, she will be okay, mediocre, not amazing, not bad. But I want to bring us to go to the 6th and the 7th of September, which are really difficult days. The 6th of September, the moon is approaching her opposition with the sun and the lunar eclipse. And the September 7th is the lunar eclipse. Not only it's the eclipse, which suggests a disbalance of energy, right? Like the lunar and the solar energies, they're in opposition, the unconscious and conscious, right? The masculine and feminine, right? There is a tug of war between the polarities. But in addition, the moon is conjoined Saturn, which is another affliction to avoid. So it is a difficult day, and it's certainly not a day to do anything that you want successful or in your favor. Let's go on. So the following day, September 8th, it gets better. The moon moves to Aries and she's moving to a trine of Venus and square of Jupiter. That's much better. And you can do activities related to the moon in Aries, maybe new beginnings, sports, some kind of initiative, and so on. So it's a better day. But if we go forward, September 10th and September 11th are really positive days where the moon is aligned with Mercury and the sun, especially in earth signs. So practical matters, sales, purchases, contracts, that's a positive, generally positive day for the flow. In general, again, specific elections, they require more precision. But by the moon, it's a good and favorable day. Let's move forward. And the day, September 15th, is also very positive. The moon is in Cancer. She's conjoined Jupiter in Cancer. That's a really strong position. They're both very beneficially placed and they're sextile the sun. So having a trine or sextile with the sun is very positive. Avoid the new moon and the full moon in your lunar elections. And let's go forward. By the way, all this time until September 20th, approximately, September 20th, the moon is waning. And that signifies a time of slowing down or declining or decreasing of energy. So, but it might be good, for example, for starting a diet or requesting like refinancing the loan with lower interest and so on. But if you want to start something that you want to grow, that's better to do on the waxing moon, which will be from September 21st. So this is an example of how I look at the charts or at the lunar elections. The full list will be in the comments. If you're interested in this video, please hit the subscribe button and stay tuned. My channel is new, so I'm just starting to make those videos, and your support is very much appreciated.